Greetings, fellow traveler and viewer. Welcome to Timeless Tarot. Let's jump right into this. So, we're going to be doing something a little differently today. Instead of just cards, we have these tools of heroes here. So, the choice of today is to choose your hero and to see what goes down this path for your hero and what it is that the hero learns and gains from this journey that they go on. Okay, so I'm also drawing 4 cards from a smaller deck, and that's going to be the surprise or the clarification at the end of each reading. We will reveal this card at the end of the readings, and it will shed some light and a little bit more clarity on the whole picture that we're about to see. So, before we begin, let's just jump through each pile so you can choose your heroes based on how you feel, how you resonate. You're welcome to watch one or all of them. Remember, the choice to explore is always up to you. And also that these are broad readings, so if you feel a strong connection to any particular idea or theme during the reading, bring it along with you. And if not, let it float on by. Okay, so to begin with, we have the purple rose dagger with the magician. So this magician has this strong purple rose energy. Okay, moving on, we have the star with the shattered earth sword. And then moving on, we have the sun with the angelic flying dagger. And then we have the more futuristic or starry dagger, the night sky dagger with the King of Cups. Actually, I think that's the sword. Okay, so we have the night sky sword with the King of Cups. Okay, so these are the 4 heroes that you can choose from. Choose your hero and choose your adventure. Let's go. Let's go with pile number 1 first. Okay. Hello, group number 1. You chose the hero of the magician with her rose dagger. So the silver rose dagger. So that's going to be something of the symbolism of what tool or what inner strength the hero has alongside the general understanding of the tarot card itself. So we also have this hidden card, this unknown, this reveal that's going to happen that will shed clarity and light in the direction of the rest of the reading. Okay. How are you doing today, group number 1? Are you feeling like you're manifesting something soon? Actually, I might have to readjust the camera just to get more of the cards in view. One moment. Okay, much better. We can see we have more room to breathe here. And place cards. Great. Okay, we got our 2 cards here. So, what is it that you're manifesting? What is it that your goal, what are you inspired to achieve right now? Is there some kind of element of the self you're trying to find to align with a more transcending experience? Okay, let's go. We have the well. We have the well, which is an oracle card. It's not a traditional card of the tarot. It's one of 2 oracle cards, and it's the creatrix. It's that wellspring of ideas. It's that moment of inspiration where you can't put your finger as to where it came from. It just kind of came from somewhere. Kind of almost came out of nothing. In many ways, that's what it feels like. Okay, so in the past, there's judgment. There's judgment, and there's letting go of something. There's 8 of cups. So we have 8 of cups that moves to justice and then to the well. So we have some release in the past, some letting go of an emotional connection to move on to things, to the unknown, but to brighter things. There's a mini fool's card within this card. It's kind of nice, but it's a little more quiet, solid. There's a little bit of solitude leading to justice, which is the balance of intellect and intuition. The idea of combining these 2 together, that's going to lead you to be more creative and more abundant in some fashion where things are going to form and manifest. And we have the magician, so of course manifesting is really strong. And we have roses. So what's with the roses? Silver, rose, purple rose. A little bit of diving into the unknown to create, experimenting with the mysteries. Okay, we have 3 of Wands, which is another letting go energy, but it's one where you're kind of observing where it flows. You're watching it go off, and with the confidence that whatever it is that you're letting go of is going to move on into the world in a way that's joyful. It's going to work out. You have to put trust in what you're letting go of to either come back to you or to go on the path that's right for it. Whatever it is that you're letting go of is moving off into this river, okay? And we're pondering this. We're kind of thinking about it. We might almost be a little poignant, a little like a little teary-eyed, but not terrible. This is one of those things where rethinking ideas is going to come into play, reevaluating it after having learned more, having lived an experience, and getting feedback. You then move on a little bit better because you're taking the moment to pause and think about what happened. Okay, so that's kind of interesting. It's like not like, yeah, I mean, it's not bad, it's just good. It's just we have this interesting letting go, having some form of decision that needs to be made. I am sensing balance. You made a choice to choose balance. Something along the lines of maybe you put effort into one side of growth, and now you're saying, well, I almost need this other side of growth in order for this to keep working. Like, I need to grow in other ways for me to continue moving forward in this way, because you want to strengthen yourself so that different elements of yourself can then buffet each other. Like, it's almost like, had the triangle in some ways, where it's like that's the strongest shape in some ways, because one is able to strengthen the other and able to strengthen the other, and continually strengthening and keeping everything in place, which is nice. And that's kind of the idea here, is that you're focusing on the points that need to be focused on. You've put a lot of progress into one aspect, and now you're having this moment where you realize you're going to let that aspect take its course. You're committing to it, but we're rethinking that other aspect of ourselves, and we're bringing it in to the whole picture. We're balancing it. Okay, that's really cool. And then we still haven't found what the rose is how the rose plays into this, but we'll see. Okay. So this is going to be an interesting card to see, for sure. Okay, we're getting too much here. And this one looks like it's raising its hand. So we'll pick it too. Okay, so currently you are on a point of standing your ground. So this is a situation where maybe you realize whatever it is that you've excelled at, that aspect or that area that you've excelled at, has brought you to a level of engagement which requires strengthening other aspects. Because you're reaching a point of some form of response, which is, it's a feedback situation where you've gained credibility within yourself or within some group dynamic or within a relationship that's allowing you to exert your presence more. However, there's other elements that are going to need to come into play so that they can balance and strengthen your position, so that when you move forward, it's one of strength, resilience, and resolve, conviction. Okay. So yeah, this is kind of a newer stage of having and being empowered. We have the Page of Swords. So that's one where they've just got this learned experience. They've just realized something. And this is in the past. You learned something in the past, which kind of led you to kind of rush forward. And now you're getting this momentary resistance, okay, from like almost like the universe in some ways. But you were convinced that this was the thing to do, and that's great. I mean, you've committed to it. We have this commitment, like being convinced, conviction, and then we're moving forward to standing your position, like maintaining your place. There is a moment where you might have reached a new level of yourself, and you're kind of realizing you're, in some ways, there's other people who are there who are kind of like, hey, we're all in this together, right? But there's now this new person in the space. We're going to maybe perhaps challenge them to see what it is that they bring to the table. It's not a negative thing. This is one of those things where we can work together here. Let's just be upfront and open about the situation is kind of what I'm feeling. And then we can move forward and survey where we go next. Okay, so there's this letting go, almost like a project, almost releasing of a project into the world. and surveying where it goes, really seeing and actually like really analyzing the results, I feel like. Okay, so yeah, this is cool. So we have this High Priestess. So we move from Seven of Wands to Two of Wands to the High Priestess, which is interesting. So someone has some information they'll be able to provide in this journey. This is one of those things where you've reached a new level of expression, some kind of, maybe you've joined a new team, and this kind of hero journey, where the magician here is manifested this because there's all these aspects of self that are balanced and capable of being incorporated into the solution. Okay, so this hero is one of somebody who has a lot of ideas, who's become very strong in something that they knew they needed to focus on, and it's elevated them to a new place. They're now in a new world, one where they're kind of a fresh face. And now there's all these new characters looking at them, going, who's this person? Like, we're the ones who take care of this stuff. Do we really need a new person? Kind of vibe. But then you are proving yourself by saying, no, I belong here. There's a reason I'm here. And that's why we're going to work together on this. And in some ways, like, this is a fresh start hero. This is a new hero that's come into a team of heroes. And we have this person here who's very wise, who has that connection to intuition. And that could be something that you're embodying. You're finding that intuitive confidence through having stood and kind of gain the respect of your peers. That's really the situation here. You're going to gain the respect of your new peers in this new environment. And that's going to lead to those who have intuitive understanding to accept and welcome this new manifester into the team. Someone who can really offer something brilliant and refreshing to the solutions that are being proposed. Okay, so what are the internal journeys here? What are the themes we're gonna see from an emotional standpoint? So we have clarifying the Seven of Wands, and we have kind of when's it gonna end energy. So you are standing your ground and you're proving yourself and you're doing it, but you're like, man, like I've done so much to get here to begin with, and now I have to prove it to more people, right? But okay, so we have this kind of pause that came, an internal pause that came from action. Maybe you feel much better having put the effort in the past, because in this situation we have a sense of enlightened waiting. And then we have, like, within the heart, the idea of family, of security, of stability, of comfort. This is leading towards like a real beautiful union, right? That's in the heart, okay? From the past, and that was in the past, and that's what led to the commitment, which led to the resolve and the decision making that gave you the confidence to really bring your new ideas into the spotlight, which then gives you this moment of you're being like brought into I want to say like the knight's table. Some kind of meeting of the minds of those who do have an understanding that you have and are aligning with you. Okay. And we have some new, fresh emotions now. Well, that's nice to see after the Nine of Wands. So in some case, a sense of like, man, like I'm not getting there's this result isn't there yet emotionally. It comes. So that comes. There's a release. There's a sense of letting go of the idea and putting it out into the world and saying, hey, let's see what the response is. And there's a feeling of emotion, new emotion, that's going to reinvigorate you moving forward. And that's going to align you with the energy of the High Priestess, which is one of strong intuition through an unknown connection. Okay, and then we have Two of Cups. So there is this new pairing of emotional balance and energies within you. You're balancing your energies within you. So you were putting that effort into that one aspect of yourself, okay? Which was now you have this other aspect you want to focus on, right? So there's that kind of balancing. There's that sense of like putting in that balanced aspect in the mind. You're thinking about where to put your put most of your energy and focus into what aspect of the self needs to be brought up to the level that you now have part of yourself up to in some ways. Like there's a part that's requiring more strength from other aspects of the self, right? When we reach this round table situation, and that's going to lead to the balance. So what is this balance? Like where aspects of the self need to be balanced? Like what aspects of self need to be leveled up? So like raise all the boats of the self to where that one part of you is, because you certainly have put a lot of effort and time into elevating that aspect of the self, and it's led to you gaining access to a new journey, a new adventure with new companions and new kinds of experiences. Wow, okay, so we have temperance. Okay, so patience. And also be mindful of when there's energies in one direction that you know might create blockages, flow that energy towards the direction that you know is going to elevate all the boats, okay? So there's this meeting of this kind of almost angelic concept here. We're almost meeting this moment of real heightened sense of self, that like all elements of self are being kind of raised up by your having focused on one, and now the rest of you is kind of standing up to the cause, like stepping up to the plate, like going to the point where you're ready to really align yourself and move forward, and you're being accepted into this group. You are going to have to rethink a few things and like take, constructive criticism. If someone provides, and I say like a really quick difference between criticism and constructive criticism, if you're looking to accept constructive criticism, is when someone is giving you information about what they dislike about a situation or what they find needs critiquing. You can ask for specifics, and if they're willing to provide specific, like very specific things, like if they just say, I don't like this, and you say, why? And they say, I don't know, I just don't. That's not constructive because it's not leading towards a solution. But if they say, well, I don't really like the color, or I don't really like how long it is, like that kind of thing, like some detailed aspect of it. And then you go, well, why? Like, well, what about the length would you prefer? Or what do you think about the length is ideal? Or the color is ideal? Anything like that. It can be anything. But that is constructive criticism. And while it can, in some ways, hurt and sting sometimes because you created something, especially in the artistic realm, and that's part of you in some ways, and it's being critiqued, it's actually an amazing opportunity for growth and strengthening other skill sets. So this could be the aspect of self that is ready for its turn in the spotlight of your manifesting growth and enhancement. So flowers are somewhere involved in here. I think maybe one of you, this is a very specific, one of you might be a florist. Okay, something like that. But we do have the sense of flowers, which can be celebration. It can be more of a design-oriented situation, or one of style and aesthetics, which might be involved here. It could also be ceremonial in many ways, and could be one that's tied to spiritual because it's the purple rose, not just any color, it's purple. So that's a rather spiritual energy here. So we're having this kind of spiritual growth pattern that is not fits and starts so much as it's like first step, second step, first step, like you're kind of leading with one foot, right? So in that case, it's time to try to start leading with the other one. That's a little difficult sometimes because it's easy to lean on our strengths, right? But in this case, this is a time that you're going to be asked to take that other aspect of yourself and lead with it and grow with it. And that's going to really enhance your ability to connect with the people that you're around and allow you to be more in harmony and at peace with them, or with them. At what it is that they're asking for you to offer, I guess, is one part of it. But this is one of those things. I see this as there's a very strong professional track in this reading, one that has a very strong like career-oriented track, I would say, or learning. But it could also be spiritual community growth. So all of those are absolutely within this reading, among other things, because there's still the mind of family in the heart. and that will come in time. So we'll see where those 10 of Cups show up later, and I hope to see you again in the future. I wish you all the best, reading number 1, and please subscribe to me if you would like to see more in the future. Take care. Hey, group number 2, how you doing? Welcome to your reading. Let's just adjust this camera a little bit. You chose the Star alongside the Broken Earth Sword and the unknown that's within every hero. Okay, how are you doing today? I hope you're doing really well. What drew you to this hero, this Star character who's holding the star in her hands alongside her tool is one of a shattered earth sword? What brought you to this reading? I'm curious that you chose that. What are you looking for? What is in the stars that you're hoping to find? Okay. All right. Well, we'll see what's on the mind. And for this hero, we have this star hero is thinking about pairings, is thinking about balance, is thinking about complementary energies, the yin and yang, the idea of unknowns and knowns. Okay. In the past, there was cultivation, real careful growth, okay, with progress being made from having made good choices leading to progressively more progress and success in an endeavor, leading to the thoughts of balance, the thoughts of, in some ways, duality. And this idea is going to lead to a moving forward with kind of a lot of confidence, new confidence. And when I say confidence, I mean a lot that's going to grow into even more confidence, where you're able to nurture the ideas and the charisma needed, the lion energy, the lioness energy to really move forward. Okay. To really, and the cat seems to stand out here. The cat is interesting. I like cats. That's not true. I did have a cat for a little while. I had a stray follow me home, and I found them their forever home, which was a good feeling. Okay, so let's keep going. I did try to find their original owner. I did my best, but no one came forward. But we did find someone that would adopt it without having to bring it to bring her to a shelter. Okay, so we have this story. Sorry, I went off on a tangent there. We have this lioness energy, this sense of caretaking, of nurturing competitiveness for the betterment of someone's pride, someone's family. It can also be for the betterment of everybody, in fact. In some ways, this is one of those elevating one group's energy to then be empowered to elevate other people's. It's kind of a shining, cascading light that's happening here through this mindfulness of a pairing. And it has something to do with healing, and I suspect you were kind of waiting for me to say that, because we have the star and a broken sword. The star is healing. The star embodies healing. It's a beautiful card. It's one of the most beautiful cards in this deck, for sure. If not every single tarot, the card deck. The star is just gorgeous because it is really a healing card, and it's one of soothing as well. It's a soothing, healing card. And we have this broken sword. So someone's wings or something, I want to say wings for some reason, have been in some ways it's time to learn how to fly in some ways. It's not the broken sword, but it's the wings need to learn how to fly. This sword needs to be mended in order for somebody to accomplish whatever it is this journey requires. So there's some challenge that needs healing of someone's capabilities. So this is something that someone was capable of before. The sword is a symbol of tool. It can be a symbol of courage. It can be a symbol of capability. And this capability, for whatever reason, is shattered. And for I believe a lot of this has to do with someone's self-confidence, okay? So your confidence in your ability that you once had has been shattered, but now we're moving towards healing it so that we can rejoin the cause, okay? And this is great to see because the mind's going to be very confident and be shining. It's going to be shining. This one wanted to come out, so we'll take a look at it. Okay. So we have Two of Cups alongside meditation. Four of Cups in the general tarot generally has a little bit more of a somber tone, but in this reading with the art, just looking at this person, they have a serene expression on their face. They do feel like, it feels like they're in a calm place. Many times the Four of Cups card is looking towards the three cups and not feeling like it's enough, but we still have that fourth cup coming forward. In this case, though, this is someone who's practicing tranquility, practicing mindfulness, and they're able to be patient and to be at peace with where they are because they know whatever it is that needs to come is on its way, even if they can't even see it, but it is on its way in this card. So now we have this Seven of Cups energy in the past, alongside a mindfulness approach. You were putting a lot of effort into your mind, cultivating your mind. There are just still a lot of choices that made you feel like you had to not be your true self, and it's like one of those things where none of the choices felt right in the past. Okay, and then we have there was some form of charity giving. And it was a good decision to do, to give in this situation, because we have the pairing of the Six of Pentacles and justice. So balance of intuition and intellect in terms of making good decisions and judgment. And then we have this act of giving in the material realm, which was absolutely aligned with good intentions. So with these two symbols together, this is an act that was made through kindness and rationale, and it was one that was really benefiting people, really benefiting others. Okay, and here we have the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so we're having this kind of moment of material stability and success in the future, alongside leading to the Five of Cups. So there's a sense that there might be some disappointment, but there is a silver lining. The castle is in the distance. It's on it. You're on your way towards the castle in this journey. And this setback oftentimes comes with what we call the road of trials. If you are familiar with any sort of narrative framework that's based off of a hero's template, a hero's journey, we have this road of trials here. So there's moments where this healer is going to find difficulty and in healing, in the access of healing. It's not going to heal when they thought they needed it to heal, but it will heal when it absolutely should heal. And this card wanted to come out, and look at this, but it's moving forward. So this disappointment, this moment's like, I thought I had healed this. That's okay. You realize actually it's kind of healed. It's one of those moments of realization. You thought it was going to be perfectly healed. You thought this sword was going, it looks like it's perfectly back. It's completely been reforged, but it's not strong enough to get through whatever it is that we're trying to reach, right? It's not we're trying to get through this challenge using our capabilities, and we thought we rebuilt these capabilities in a way that was capable enough, but then we're faced with this challenge and it didn't make it all the way, and it's like, oh, did we fail? No, we didn't fail, because what happened actually was not nearly as as it could have been if we had not been healing. In fact, it seems like you're actually able to notice real command and resilience in the response that would have in other times set you back farther. But now you realize, actually, I'm ready to keep going without even feeling it. You just keep going because we have the Chariot. You've balanced, and it's great to see the Chariot with Two of Cups. The other card that often comes with these two cards would be the High Priestess, which was in the last reading. But you have these pairings of energies moving you forward, the sense of balance, of comparable energies that are in sync. They're in sync. They're in sequence. They're allowed to move together in a balanced fashion. You are aligned with your intentions and your abilities and your actions, and it's allowing you to, through what would have otherwise been much more of a barrier, is actually just a bump in the road. Okay. I'm glad that chariot wanted to come out. It seemed like it wanted to. Okay. It's like, no, we got to clarify that card. It's like, okay. So we got 3, 4, 5. We'll do some more clarifying, okay? We'll start with this one. So stability is on the mind. There's some form of stability, some kind of angelic presence too. One that's, I want to say a little frozen in time right now. Okay, so there's some frozenness to it. So within, your internal light is glowing. This is meditation. If I've ever seen it, you are learning how to meditate, how to calm the mind, how to be at peace with the emotions that come and go within you. And also your reaction to the outside world is one where you're allowed to take it in a less tumultuous way, and one with more just gentle calm, and able to observe and perceive and then act in accordance with your greater wisdom, which is within. That light is from within. And then we have this night in the past, a movement, a conviction, holding on to an idea very strongly within the self, that there's a sense of needing to focus on strength in some way. And we're leading to that lion, that really strong pairing here. There was a shock in the past, an emotional shock. I feel like this is almost an aftershock. Something about this is making me say, this isn't a shock that just happened in the past. This is a shock that happened even farther in the past. And it's kind of coming back. Okay, like just the idea of it, the memory of it. And that could be what's going on with this reminder of what led to a lack of confidence in some way, or a shattering of confidence, is now being rebuilt through meditative practices, through careful thought, through having to face those tough decisions, but having conviction in needing more strength, or not needing more strength, but applying yourself towards more strength, taking charge of decisions for oneself within, which leads us on towards this, what looks very bright. Oh, very, very bright. We have this stability, this coming of abundance. This could be material in forms of anything. It could be money, time, attention, love. It could be just time with loved ones even, could be this feeling that might be closer to 10 of Cups in some ways, but this is just having a sense of security in your relationships with family and loved ones in some way. Also with this new idea that you're taking into the world, you really are starting to cultivate a new concept, which you've learned recently, and you probably will learn very soon. And that's going to allow you to really lead into a sense of confidence in your thought process. Yeah, and you're thinking, like, there's this like real reimagining. And I think that comes, that idea that comes in is the idea that you did, in fact, get over the hurdle that used to be something that really was difficult. So like, actually this healing journey, while it isn't complete, is certainly not been for naught. This is one where, the hero has come into their own. They've gotten the courage up to face the fears that they had once before, having lost a capability in the past. They rebuilt that capability. They're feeling confident in oneself. They hit it, and it's not exactly what they resulted. They didn't get forward as much. They might not have gone through, but the setback is not even there. It's like, okay, well, maybe you hit this wall, but actually all you have to do is go around it. You're not being set back. You're being set to the side and back through. You're going to find a way towards your solution and what you're capable of through just a little bit more thought, a little bit more confidence, and you got this. Okay. So, the clarifying card, the unknown that we don't know about. we're about to, and you might have seen it already. I just flashed it. We have. Okay, so this shock in the past might have been something to do with a heartbreak in a relationship of some sort. I want to say almost like it was someone you really cared about, and you're like, and it was a shocking moment. And the memory of it really is one that you're trying to heal through. Or it could be a heartbreak of what your capabilities were in the past, not being up to the levels that you were hoping for. This kind of thing was a very deeply emotional thing, and this is a passionate project. Even if it is in career or it could just be like school, it's something that means something deeply to you, something very important for you. And because of that, it's personal. This could be a skill set that you learned and then you found out later like it didn't matter as much anymore. It could be something where, a technology came around and kind of rendered all of this training, at least maybe not useless, but no longer as important compared to some other things. And now it's like, well, all this time was put in and then your confidence is waned, but you were being taught other things in the past as well. And not just taught, but learning through lived experience. And those things are going to be able to be woven into this new journey of yours. That's one of healing your confidence in yourself to actually take on the goals that you have been trained to do in the past. Okay. So this disappointment or this rethinking of a situation comes with also you're choosing to continue on with it in the best possible way, having learned this feedback, and you're going to be great because you're going to be of the mind. You're just keep going. It's not even going to be a bump in the road after a day or two. Like you're just gonna be like, this, you know what? It's not even a problem. That's great to hear. It means I just need to rethink one or two things and keep building towards strengthening this older sense, this older skill, this older idea, a more I focus on old, but it's just like one that's a little bit more focused on the fundamentals, that the fundamentals are still strong. Now we're just gonna fix up the little details. Okay. Group number 2. This has been your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, please subscribe to the channel to see more of me in the future. Take care. Hey, group number 3, we have quite a radiant reading here, or at least a radiant card you chose. We have the Sun and the angelic winged angel golden dagger. We also have this unknown card underneath. Beautiful choice. Let's see what kind of radiance we're going to find through this hero and what the hero is going to face in their journey and what their challenges and goals are going to be. Okay. So let's just start shuffling. Oh my goodness. Whew. Wow, that's powerful, guys. I don't normally slip up that much. Wow, okay, one moment. Any Leos out there? Because that was dramatic. Okay, we're doing all right. We're just going to reshuffle these cards, but we did see the King of Swords. Actually, we'll leave the King of Swords out because the King of Swords was the most prominent card that flew out there. So really, strong decision making is on the mind, making the right choices. And now the King of Swords is missing. Where'd it go? Oh my gosh. One moment. Okay, we're gonna find this card. I'm finding the King of Swords. We're gonna find him. He wants to be out there. Where is he? Okay, come on. Where are you? Amazing, yeah. I don't think I've ever dropped all the cards like that before. Sorry if I woke you up or something. There we go. Okay, so we have the King of Swords. A sense of real rational decision making, a sense of being resilient and in their convictions, knowing that what they're doing is right, and continuing on by making rational, articulate reasoning for why it is that they're doing what they're doing. Okay. And also, strength came out too. Strength wants to be shown as well. So, wow, okay. Reading number 3. You certainly do have Leo energy coursing through this journey. There's some strong characters here. Perhaps these embody the other people that are going to be going along with you in and what came to mind is your seeking of the light, your journey towards the light. Okay, you're finding that light within through taking on the challenges, through accepting the challenges of the from outside. Okay, you're gonna find the light from within by going on this journey on the outside. Okay. The mind. What's on the mind? The mind is of a journey. The mind is on a journey, thinking about where to go, what to do, where one plans, where somebody plans to go, or what they're going to try to accomplish. There's a sense of real motivation with the Page of Wands. Okay. In the past, there was the Three of Swords, so we have some heartbreak within the mind, on the mind, thinking about heartbreak of some form. Okay, so lovers in the past. So there's lovers in the past, a thought of heartbreak, and now we have this moving on energy. So there's a lot of emotional stuff. There might be romance is really in making itself present in the thought. Okay, and then there's reminiscing. Again, we have this reminiscing of friendships, of good times, of times of balanced spirit, and it's going to lead towards a King of Wands energy, being really like creative in your solutions, charismatic in your ability to lead through ingenuity and trying new things, experimentation, but also knowing that like you can accomplish your goals with what you have. And, in some ways, having reached this point might have gone through taking energies from the past, going back into the past in some form, and finding something that was in some ways lost. So this light feels like it might have been dimmed in the past, but we're going to work with this strength, courage. We're going to work with thoughtful, rational thought process. Like, this might be a situation where you might want to research what it is that you're trying to accomplish next. Find something where somebody knows from experience. They've already gone through this journey. You might want to seek out wisdom from the wise, the wisdom of the wise people who have ventured off before you. Okay, and they might be the ones who have even maybe spurred on this journey. So seeking wisdom from them. There's people in your life who have the ability to give you a sense of assuredness in your path, that you're making the right choices. Okay. So, well, this card really popped out. And then we have a bunch of similar cards, really localized cards here, and there are 4 of them. So we'll just go with that. I hope that I shuffled enough. Sometimes, there's 5. I feel like I don't shuffle enough sometimes, and I have to like push myself to shuffle more. Okay, we'll call this a bonus card that's going to come out, because this is a dramatic reading. One with romance, one with adventure, one with a wise spirit that's offering guidance. There's a lot going on here. There's some people here. This one should pop out first. Okay, so, that's pretty fantastic. Look at that. The extra card goes right with the King of Swords. We have the Queen of Swords and King of Swords. So if Justice pops out here, we're going to see some kind of forces combined here, because this is real. This is a real team. You might be seeking wisdom from a couple. Okay, seeking wisdom from a couple who really have showed and demonstrated strength in their relationship. And, sometimes, advice, if it's not sought after, can be a little annoying. But this might be one where you're seeking it yourself. You're asking someone who you've seen. You're like, wow, you seem to have a really beautiful relationship. What made that work? I just flashed this card. I hope. We'll turn it in a second. And that can be this could be 2 wise people, 2 people offering wisdom. Okay, so the wise, the offering of something that's going to help you forward in this path is going to come perhaps from 2 people who work together really well. Okay, it doesn't necessarily need to be romantic, but it could be. And then right now, we have this pairing. You're balancing yourself. You are a lion. You've been doing this. I said Leo, right? We have the lion here, a balanced energy, very strong Leo energy. Wow. We have the lions of the King of Wands. We have the Strength card. I don't think I've seen so much Leo in one reading. This is fantastic. Fiery, passionate, willing to go out into the spotlight and be seen. Yeah, look at this triumph. You were triumphed. You felt triumphant, even though it was a heartbreaking moment. It was within yourself that you did it. You were victorious in why you did it. You studied something to do this. This was something to do with finding you really found yourself. Perhaps this is I always think school when I see Three of Pentacles. It's not a traditional perspective, but what we do have, a more traditional perspective, is being in sync, having some unique skill set to offer a team to build a larger project. So one of like a cathedral, you need a lot of different expertise, a lot of different specialists, and that's beautiful. And but applied to the lovers of the mind, this could be something where you're kind of studiously trying to find that love. Or it could be you realized there was something you needed in the love, and you chose to seek that, even if it meant temporarily having some form of heartbreak on the mind. But it's not in the heart. It's on the mind. The thought of heartbreak. So it might be you're missing somebody, but it could also be a slight sense that you're going to have to sacrifice something in order to go on the brighter path. Okay. Moving forward from the Two of Cups, we have the Empress coming out. So we have a very strong creative energy, connection to nature. I'm going to say, depending on the weather, it might be good to try to find some time outdoors in nature. Sometimes that could be just maybe perhaps driving across a bridge and opening the window and breathing in the fresh air from like the ocean or the lake or a river, something like that. It could be taking just 10 minutes in a park if you can stop at one, or perhaps just taking a walk around the block. It doesn't really have to be that special. You can just, go to a yard or something and touch a tree. Really try to just kind of be there with nature. Okay. And that really does lead to this real confidence, right? And assuredness, self-assuredness, because we have 10 of Pentacles, resilience, stability, material stability. Can be wealth, it can be a home. There's just some element that's providing stability for you. It could be a lot of support from family, whatever it may be, or friends even. Energy is stable and truly comforting. It's comforting and resilient. Okay, it really does provide peace. That's cool. So this peaceful energy, this charisma, you could even be attaining this goal, this kind of real financial success in some ways. It could be more material, or it could be more spiritual in energy. Real ability, you have strength now to be resilient moving forward, where you just have everything at your feet that you need to build the foundation that you want, or build not even a foundation at this point. It could be even the home you want. Okay. So this hero, let's go back to the hero. The hero is at this point in time, is looking back for a moment on the heartbreak of the past, has realized their full potential and realized they have to move into a more balanced and spirited mode of living. It's going to lead to kind of emerging with a creative divine presence, one that is one with nature, one that is able to produce and create and give birth to new worlds, new ideas, just new almost everything. This hero was bright and shiny and happy at one point, and had actually seen the light in others, had seen the sun and just felt the warmth of the sun, and said, that is the kind of energy I want to embody. How do I do that? And they saw wisdom. They saw wisdom through seeing a pairing that worked perfectly, that gave strength. Seeing this strength in these other people. Like, how do you have this strength? How do you have this courage, this ability to harness one's energy in such a powerful way? And these two gave advice of balance, gave advice of connection, and showed a path towards that connection to nature, that connection to the wellspring of healing, but also of abundance, that led to a real material change in one's outcome. The sun hero, with their angelic mind, their angelic ability to see, to ask the right questions, and to see that sun in others, and ask them how to follow the path, finding that advice, gave them that world for them to live in, where they can bask in the warmth of the sun. And the warmth of the sun led to confidence, and we're going to see how this feeling really resided within the hero, the sun hero here. Okay. We got two. Okay. Of course. For these Leos here, we're going to have a few more cards. Cool. Okay, so clarifying the Two of Cups and the Page of Wands, we have the starry night sky. There's this moment where the hero, the sun has set, and there's this moment of kind of a feeling of, somberness, not sadness, but somber notion, poignancy, and the hero looks up at the sky and sees a shooting star and realizes that there's more to this than they realized. They have the strength. Okay, they were in the past feeling like there was a block. There was something barricading their way to where they needed to be, but because they knew in their heart they had to find a way towards the light, this journey towards wisdom is what allowed them to leave this barrier behind and move on towards balance. There was a sense back in the day with this hero, that they had really worked hard. They had put in effort. Perhaps they had even, physically trained for specific situations. They had done so much to be part of this feeling of being in love, that they realized that there was something else happening that they weren't aware of. But now that they're triumphant, because they realize they're going on the path of victory, the path of being proud of oneself, and not in a way that is extra, but just in a way that allows them the motivation to go on the journey in the first place. Okay, this is kind of like, I'm ready to go, I'm gonna go off, and they're already on that trail. They're going down the trail. They've just left the place that they had started, but now they're really working forward. But then there was the lurking block that, should I continue past this point that I've never gone before? And there's this something that blocked them from continuing on for a moment. But then they realized they must seek guidance from the wise people in their lives that gave them access to finding balance now. And this blockage is in the past, but they are now at that moment where they're going, okay, I've passed this. I'm now in this place I'm not quite sure I've been before. But, well, okay. I've never seen this many pairings, but now we have this energy where there's an internal strength and an internal command of oneself. It's almost like this hero is just doing what's right without even thinking or acting. They're just doing it. It's almost like second nature, because they have this sense to them that they had found wisdom on how to go forward and what to do. And through this wisdom, this could be one person who's paired very well, somebody who's balanced so strongly, and they taught of balance to the hero. This is a balanced lesson of like aligning every aspect of oneself, and now it's pairing within them. So this balance is pairing within them, this like very strong, very capable energy of creation and command within them oneself. Okay, this is amazing. I have never seen both the sword, the King of Sword, and the Queen of Sword, plus the Emperor and the Empress together. Wow. Okay, and the two cards we have. So we have this wisdom within, this sense of peace, and all a sense of standing with assured of one's place internally, being protecting one's stable nature, being able to really, protecting one's stable nature. like able to really say, no, this is a good place to be. I found this sun, and we're going to work in this place now. We're going to work from this moment of sun. Now we do, or this moment of warmth and glowing. Now we have this other card here. The hidden card. What is the thing that's being found in some way that is embodying the light? What song from the angels is coming out? We have Ace of Cups, like real peace, like finding peace. Kind of I just sense peace. Like someone saying, hey, let's kind of try to work together here. Like there's a newfound sense of emotional hope and healing. There's an abundance coming out of this chalice. This chalice was found on this journey, and it just led to an overwhelming sense of cleansing and realization that this whole journey was one of cleansing, not just light, but one of soothing, peaceful energy. The songs of the angels are something that are kind of washing over this hero in a way that allows for everyone involved, once the hero comes back to where they once were, to really work together in a peaceful nature. And this comes with confidence, this comes with comfort and stability and resolve within oneself that one's internal motivations are aligned with the goodwill of the world. Group number 3. You came barreling out today with quite a lot of energy, and I can't thank you enough for watching. I hope that this reading brought some real joy into the world for you. And if you enjoyed it, please subscribe to me to see more of these readings in the future. Take care. Hello, group number 4. Welcome to your reading. You chose the King of Cups alongside the Starry Sky Sword. How are you doing today? So we have this hero here. We have this King of Cups, this hero. What kind of adventure are we going to go on with this hero? Actually, let's draw from the top. I feel like the top for the top cards today. Okay, so we have on the mind for you, group number 4, we have, so there's a queen on the mind, a sense of a queen on the mind, a sense of embodying and nurturing, almost drive, nurturing charisma and some competitiveness in some ways, but real knowledge of nature in some ways as well. We do have stability, so a sense of home, finding home, establishing like a house or a place to live. It could also be kind of on the pathway towards there's some kind of pairing. Perhaps this hero is thinking about the Queen of Wands. We also have the Ace of Wands. So we have some wands. So this spark of creativity, and we're going to 4 of Wands. A lot of wands right now. A lot of action thoughts of action leading towards stability, leading towards real nurturing environments. Someone who's nurturing, someone who could be competitive, but nurtures it in others as well as themselves. Okay, and then we have this 9 of Wands. So there's some really thought processes going in to an action or defense of some goal or dream, which leads to a pairing of energies in the mind. So this figure has some energy balance that comes in the mind after having gone through a spark of creativity, a new idea of action, leading towards stability, creating a stable environment, which leads to at least knowledge of or experience of having met this energy of the Queen of Wands, and that leads to some kind of the mind struggle, but that leads to kind of calming and balancing of energies in the future. Okay. So, in that case, let's see what's happening in the material realm of this hero's journey, this hero's quest. Okay, there's a quest here. So there's some kind of, what is going on with the Starry Night? We have this Starry Night sword. So there's some kind of technology involved with this. This could be work related in some ways, or could be interacting with technology in order to lead down this path. The technology might be the tool that's required to achieve, to go past any guardians of the unknown, to go through a channeled adventure, one that involves some guides, some I want to say not missteps, but some kind of a trial and error period that's going to happen here. Okay, so we have two queens. Okay, so the queen right now, the embodiment of knowing where to put your energy wisely and in a nurturing fashion, is the center of this adventure here. This queen energy is what's really being embodied through the concept of this hero going through. Okay, so this could be where the heart is. Really is what it just popped in my mind. The heart's on this Queen of Pentacles. The mind's on this Queen of Wands. We have a fascinating, a beautiful alignment here. It's amazing. We have the Ace of Wands moving into the Queen of Wands. We have the Ace of Pentacles having transitioned right into the Queen of Pentacles. So aces, new ideas of thought and of heart about resources and energy and creativity, are leading to an embodiment of real nurturing energy in these realms. So there's a real upspringing of this. This is an emotional character here. This king of cups is one of finding emotional resilience and harmony with others, like emotional connections with others, in a way where you can kind of banter and be fun and free, but also know that we're all safe here. We can joke at each other's expense because we know everyone's here is full of love. That's the kind of energy here. It's also one where it's not just joking, it's also really saying, I'm going to sit down with you, I'm going to be present with you, and I'm going to be here for you, and I'm going to do my best to find that connection within both of us, so that we can both be seen and felt and understood. There is this wellspringing of ideas that like really started this journey. This is quite a start to the journey. It's a spark in many ways, because we have the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. So this kind of path opens up, and this idea of moving forward in through the path comes very quickly from within. The sense of movement came from the past that led to this now like really interesting balance in the present moment of embodiment of two queen nurturing energies. Being a nurturing spirit is one that's important here, okay? Nurturing one's energies, but also nurturing others' abilities as well. This is one of those things where we're kind of working together here. Okay, that leads to better judgment, the concept of making the right choices. This is one where we have to put in hard work of the mind. We have to think through what is the proper way. This is a philosophical moment here. So the King of Cups is kind of being posed with this philosophical decision that needs to be made, having put in a lot of effort and thought. Not necessarily what the King of Cups was used to in the past. The King of Cups kind of had an ability to focus more on the emotions and less so on analyzing every little detail. But now, suddenly having been connected with all these emotions, there's this moment of really realizing to find balance, to find what it is that they're searching for. They need to incorporate a more meticulous, detail-oriented nature to themselves. But it's leading to a sense of pride. We have all these cups surrounding this figure now in the future, a sense of having put real strong emotional effort and healing into the world, so that looking back, it's not just pride, it's a sense of really being happy with the outcome, okay? So pride can sometimes get in the way. In fact, it can be a little bit of extra weight on the mind without, necessarily adding to the ability to improve one's decisions in the future. Being proud of one's past is fine, but to dwell on that is allowing that space to be filled when it could be being calmed and stilled, and allowing oneself to move forward in a more deliberate and peaceful way. And these waters of the Neptune, this is emotional an emotional man, someone who can have the stirrings of the storms from the depths, right? The deep emotional depths. The calming of the waters is actually what's going to lead to the more balanced strength, okay? So this like masculine energy, this very strong masculine emotional energy, is one where it starts very deep. It starts very deep. But if we can still the surface waters, if we can start to calm and let go of things of the past, like even pride, even positive feelings of pride, we can then see deeper into these depths and see the well, in some ways, the beings, the emotional, like swirls of the fish, the larger octopus, like everything's starting, you're able to look down and see, wow, there's so much going on down there. Maybe we can take a closer look and find ways to really balance this, to find balance and stability and a sense of not pride, but knowing that you accomplished the right decision, so you can just feel good that it's the path was taken in the right way. So you can move on to kind of looking closer at even deeper natural creations from within. Okay. So we have clarifying the queens. We have the two queens. We have the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. We're clarifying it with Temperance. Wow, okay, so very powerful healing nature here. We also have the Empress, and in the past, well, quite a lot of aces, a lot new ideas. There is new feelings, new sense of how to choose how to feel in the past, which led to this action-oriented state towards a nurturing environment. And Temperance is very nurturing. It's one of kind of, putting aside those earthly pleasures for a higher ideal. But we generally also talk about how involved in that process is one of transforming one's initial instinctual emotions and drives towards higher-minded ones, replacing habits that one wants to let go of with new positive habits. Instead of just trying to let go of the habit, we replace and transform the energy that was in this place towards something else. Talking about pride, we can transform pride into knowledge of what to do next because we accomplished something. No longer thinking about what was done and feeling good about it, but rather realizing that was a confirmation of that was working, and we can move forward with that knowledge. We can move forward with it. By letting go of the pride, we accomplish more. Okay, so we have this balanced energy again, this balancing of, it looks like there's this intuitive, nature-oriented section here, connection here, and then there's balancing it out a little bit. We're getting more analytical. We're getting more into the putting thought and really strong presence into thinking through every little detail. This could be philosophical. This could be just thinking about what are the effects of these actions. Instead of focusing or acting through these emotions, we're actually stilling the waters, and we're having more command over our decision making because our internal state is fully under control of our higher ideals. So this is the Emperor of command and discipline, of real strength in sticking to what works within the boundaries of the realm. That's being applied to the within section here. So these, these octopus, these schools of fish, there's going to be this moment of kind of realizing where all that lays out so that you can move it forward more balanced and peacefully, okay? The turmoils or the waves or the splashing of the surface is stilled now so we can see within. And there's an emotional release and letting go and moving on. And this is letting go of, in some ways, pride. It could be also that this king has realized that the tumultuous nature that they once expressed can now be kind of, it's no longer what serves them. In this case, this emotional wellspring, this strength of like a storm is not the king that this masculine energy wants. This masculine energy wants a stilling and a peaceful, calm, a tranquil waters that can be clear and crystal, where we can see through it and see all of the the aspects of the self so that we can clearly identify where to go next, what to do next in a balanced approach. It's kind of a moment, what's the stars? It's kind of like, it's almost like there's something within. There's something within the depths. There's something smart, like an octopus. There's some element of nature within these tumultuous surface, like underneath the tumultuous surface, that wants to see the clear night sky, wants to see guiding lights, wants to see healing, wants to see the idea of something beyond it's kind of contained within. Whether or not it will ever be able to be expressed outside of these waters, it lives within the waters. So but it wants to see, is there beauty outside of this? Can there possibly be more? Like, can we please have more than just what's here around me now? Is there something beyond? And the stilling waters allows that essence of self to look upwards and see just an array of stars. And suddenly there's this realization, there's so much more. We have the Queen of Swords. So we have 3 queens. The Queen of Swords was the hidden, the unknown. Decision-making through intuition, but one of calm decisions. Not one of emotional nature, but one of intuitively making the right choices and doing it deliberately and with stern grasp of one's ability to choose. Okay. Reading number 4. What a journey this essence has gone on. And we have this embodiment of the queens, 3 queens. We have both the emperor and the empress. We have this pairing, this so much of this balance, a cooling of the waters. This has been quite a journey. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to this channel if you want to see more of these readings in the future, and leave a comment if you liked this format with the swords and the heroes. Okay. Take care.